Hello, 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 hello. Once again, all my fellow patriots and you filthy leftist stalkers out there. Welcome back to Angela's Soapbox on Raging Elephants Radio. I'm Angela Box, your host with the most, hostess with the mostest. Boy, there is a lot going on this week, and I was fully planning on awarding the sea turtle killing plastic straw to Joe Biden's Twitter profile picture with him in the stupid Antifa mask on because he looks so ridiculous. But we'll get to Joe later. But in the last couple of days, we've had some change of events because, the coronavirus event is now petering off. So they had to figure out something else to distract us with. So the straw today goes to Minneapolis Mayor Josh Frey and Minnesota Governor Tim Walz. So raise your Diet Coke with me, and I will take a swig. And it goes to those filthy leftists, and anyone in America who's not living under a rock now knows why. George Floyd's death. I admit it's taken me a while to see the video. It was horrific and terrible and sad. And it turns out that the officer involved in this, the main one, has had quite a few complaints about police brutality that were all miraculously closed. And keep in mind, everyone, this is a blue city in a blue state. But what is very disturbing is that why this incident? Yes, the video was horrible. Yes, all the officers have now been fired. And yes, more than likely, at least the one officer who did the deed is going to be charged, and probably charged with certainly second-degree murder or manslaughter at the very least. I mean, it doesn't really make a lot of sense what happened to this man for passing a bad bill and, getting him down and basically cutting off his hair and all the horrible things that we saw transpire. But we didn't see what happened before. We didn't see what the officers did before to have four of them there to restrain this guy. And I'm not blaming George Floyd on any level, but, again, we don't have all the context of this. But what we do have is it is always the first reaction of leftists to jump to the worst conclusions. For 8 years, we had Barack Obama telling us that all police officers were racist and bad. And he constantly, if I had a son, he'd look like Trayvon. Constantly race baiting, race hustling, trying to gin up hatred between black and brown America and, quote, white America, which makes me sick because as far as I'm concerned, we are all Americans and we all bleed red the last time I saw. But it really is interesting, isn't it? Why this incident? There have been other incidences where police officers are involved with unintended killings of white their narrative. So although the police officers have been fired, and one of them was black, by the way, I believe it was a woman, all of them have been fired, most likely will be charged with at least manslaughter, if not murder. But why this incident? And I will submit to you this. The coronavirus hoax is now coming to an end, whether they want it or not. People are saying, we are all done with this. We're not playing your little game anymore. We're going to go back to work. We're going to reopen. So Black Lives Matter, which, by the way, has been withering on the vine. And Black Lives Matter is not just an organization that says we celebrate black people. Nothing wrong with that in and of itself. But Black Lives Matter, as anyone with a brain knows, is a far left, radical left organization that has in its platform hate of Israel as well. They don't get asked about that. And they're funded by, among other people, George Soros and other leftist organizations. Same with Antifa. So, it's been kind of quiet lately. Haven't been able to do any rioting or causing any mischief or burning down any cities lately. But this just happened to light the match for them. And lo and behold, Black Lives Matter is back with a vengeance. And so is Antifa. And, it is always the leftist first reaction, always, to riot and destroy property, including a police department. burning down 2 police departments, burning down an AutoZone, looting a Target, bleeding it dry. And these people don't seem to care that all the people that work there have no jobs now. In the middle of this hoax that we have been living through, the coronavirus hoax, and yes, I still say it's a hoax, and it's a hoax caused by the deep state in order to shut down the economy, in order to get Trump, blah, 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 blah. This little thing, and I don't say it's little anymore because it's huge, this thing is the same kind of playbook. And I'll tell you, nothing screams civilized society more than a bunch of race hustlers using the tragic death of George Floyd to riot and destroy property, to steal diapers and air fryers, as someone in the great PJ media said. Yeah, they're so upset about the death of George Floyd that they're going to go into Target and steal TVs, air fryers, diapers, you name it. But, the left never lets a crisis go to waste, do they? Never. And now everyone is trying, again, to... Maxine Waters out there in her $10 wig, which looks like it could set fire if she walks by a charcoal briquette. It'll light on fire. That thing is so synthetic. Maxine Waters sitting there in her Zoom. I don't know if you saw this. She's doing a Zoom conference or a video. She's got a freaking mask on in her own house. And she's blaming this on Trump. They will do anything to stop Trump from being reelected. And you have to ask yourself why. Why? They're now saying that the rioters, the people destroying cities, they're just exercising their constitutional right to protest. Protest. Are you joking? Running around, setting an entire city on fire, acting like thugs and criminals, while the mayor of the city allows it and the governor of the state allows it. Josh Fry, the far-left mayor of Minneapolis, and Tim Walz, the far-left governor of Minnesota, are just standing back and like Alfred E. Newman and going, who, me? Is it my fault? No. It's Trump's fault. It's the federal government's fault. How is it the federal government's fault? You people are the ones in charge of your own cities and states. And the blue cities and the blue states are in such disrepair. They're such S-holes, such hellholes. Most all inner cities are. And they're all run by Democrats. But yet it's Donald Trump's and conservatives' fault? You're telling me that people running around rioting and looting over the tragic death of this man is the proper response? No. It's just another excuse. It's another excuse to blame Whitey or whatever the hell they're doing. Ice Cube going around making veiled threats against white America, basically, saying that this is our fault. When I have nothing to do with it. The man down the street has nothing to do with it. The officer's the one who did this. And the officer's the one who's going to have to face justice. And I don't really understand why the other 3 were standing around allowing this to happen. That doesn't make any sense. Even if it was in their code book of a proper restraining technique, which it turns out it looks like what the officer was doing was in the code book, which is maybe why they're having trouble deciding if they're going to charge him or not. But look, if this was, can we be real? If this was a white dude on the ground with the cop doing the same thing, we wouldn't hear about it. And that's what makes me mad about this whole thing. That yes, this was a horribly tragic death, but this is more of a police abuse issue or an excessive use of force issue than it is a race issue. But not for Black Lives Matter, not for Antifa, not for Jacob Fry and Tim Walz. They run around talking about how this is systemic racism, and it's been going on for 400 years because, they buy into the whole New York Times, America was founded in 1619 BS. That this is not just an isolated incident. No. It is the fault of America itself. And so you go ahead and you riot and loot, and you act like zoo animals. And it's perfectly acceptable because you're angry about racism. You notice the same people who are calling these rioters and looters and criminals, they're calling them, and that's perfectly fine. But people out there saying we want the states to reopen so we can go back to work, and they're doing it actually peacefully, and they're allowing their precious social distancing, and these people are even wearing masks, which I totally disagree with, but they're following the quote rules. They're the ones who are being called murderers. They're the ones being called criminals, and how dare they want to go out and make a living. But these rioters, looters, criminals who are not social distancing, by the way, or wearing masks, they're justifying everything that they're doing. A tale of two, quote, protests. It stinks to high heaven. We'll be back. Stick around.
Here's another reason to visit the RER Marketplace. It's springtime. Every year we have to get that yard and flower beds in shape. Go to the RER Marketplace Lawn and Garden to get your supplies. Buy all your fertilizer, weed and feed, flower food, and garden tools through the RER Marketplace powered by Amazon. It's another easy way to support RER. Just by getting all of your fertilizer and plant food through the RER Marketplace, you're supporting the work of RER. No Amazon services or price change. RER gets a small commission to keep operating and expanding. The RER Marketplace Lawn and Garden. Click the Marketplace ad on RagingElePhantsRadio.com.
Listen up, Texans. RER Nation has got to grow. We've got to have those RER app downloads. Android devices. Here's how to share the RER app. Get to your application manager through Settings, tap the RER app logo. There's your Google Play, right? Scroll down, see the share icon, hit it. Choose text or messenger. Pick a couple of Texas Patriots. Give a testimony in 160 characters. Send. iOS device folks, do the equivalent through the App Store. Let's get it viral. RER app.
What's up, Saints and Patriots? I'm Apostle Claver, a proud Texas nationalist, and I'm here to tell you about Texit. For 25 years, Daniel Miller has been working to see the rebirth of the Republic of Texas. His work has been hard, but his passion is deep. For many Texans, there is a deep yearning, a burning to see the prophecy of Sam Houston come true. But the desire of their hearts comes with many questions. Texit has the answer. It's the new book from Daniel Miller and Defiance Press. Texit, Why and How Texas Will Leave the Union. Texit charts the path to Texas independence. This riveting book of facts and philosophy will soothe your anxiety about the coming change and build your confidence that Texans can get it done. You'll want to buy several copies for your family and friends. Like I've said about this governmental mess, the only way out is out. And the best part of Texit, I'm in it. Texit, Why and How Texas Will Leave the Union. It's selling like hotcakes. Buy it on RagingElePhantsRadio.com.
RER Cross is the Christian programming of RagingElePhantsRadio.com. Pastor Edwin Guerra delivers passionate sermons.
And then I'm reminded, God is greater than our feelings. There are times that you don't want to be Jesus to people, because you just don't feel worthy. God is greater than how we feel. And that is our hope. We are called to be the hands and feet of Jesus. We are not called to be emotional, up and down, Christianese type of people. We are called to be bold and stand firm on what we believe, even if you don't feel like it.
Enjoy Pastor Edwin Guerra, 8:30 a.m. and 8:30 p.m. Sundays on RER Cross, right here on RagingElePhantsRadio.com.
Hey Texans, this is Wendy. Let me introduce you to the RER Pet Store powered by Amazon. In the RER Pet Store, anything that Amazon carries is available to you. Instead of going directly to Amazon, come to RagingElePhantsRadio.com first. Click on the RER Pet Store link and search for whatever you need for your furry buddy. How about this? Whenever it's time for dog or cat food, get it through the RER Pet Store powered by Amazon. Another easy way to support the rebellious voice of Texas liberty. RagingElePhantsRadio.com.
This George Floyd thing. Man. I tell you. Man, Black Lives Matter. They let that little spark go, and they lit the fuse, and they took the money and they ran with it. But this is, I don't care what anyone tells me. This is all about the election. This is all about the left pushing their agenda more and more and more and more. And isn't it funny now, all of a sudden, the coronavirus and the tyranny from the various blue state governors has now been pushed to the side. Oh, don't worry, blue state governors. We're going to get back to you. But I do want to highlight what the Supreme Court of Texas did. Thank God I live in the great state of Texas. The Supreme Court, the great state of Texas this week, struck down the idea that we're going to have mail-in balloting. They said that just because there might be some COVID left in the air doesn't mean you can't get out of your house to vote. Because if you can go to the liquor store and go get an abortion, why, I think you can go stand in line to vote. And if you need an absentee ballot mailed to you, you can request one, like we've done since the beginning that the state has been doing that. So once again, their little plan, at least in Texas, was thwarted. And they're just trying to extend it and extend it and extend it to get the mail-in, vote by mail, or as Nancy Pelosi calls it now, vote at home. Because you can't leave your house. It's so hard. You poor who, and not only can you not show an ID to vote because that's racist, but now you don't even have to leave your home. We're just gonna mail you a ballot, and there's no fraud there at all. I mean, isn't it hilarious that people so concerned with election integrity, talking about how Russia with some Facebook ads is gonna turn the election? No, that was you guys trying to set up Donald Trump as a Russian agent and Michael Flynn as a Russian agent and using a fake dossier to try and trap a president and a president-elect, Barack Obama. You were the ones doing that, trying to steal an election. So let's not get it twisted. And I do think it's interesting because they do know that the only way they can win is by cheating. That's why they want illegal aliens. That's why they want former felons to vote. And listen, the former felon voting thing, that is something we can discuss. Like maybe after a certain time, if your crime has been, not a capital crime, and you've clearly, you're out, you're either off parole and you're leading a law-abiding life. That's something we can discuss. But they just want random criminals to be able to vote. In jail. Bernie Sanders wanted that. They can't win legitimately. They have to win by cheating. So this coronavirus extension, that's all what it's about. And they will never go for voter ID because even though you have to have an ID to do basically anything, I guess to vote, that's too much of a burden. BS. That's a bunch of crap. Now, this past Memorial Day weekend, a lot of interesting things we saw around the country. The media, the deep state, the left, they want to keep this hoax going as long as possible. They are trying to shame people into going back inside their homes and, make sure to have a mask on when you're there. How dare they enjoy themselves? You know, it's so funny. It's so funny as we as human beings, for tens of thousands of years, we have adapted to all sorts of things, all kinds of diseases. But no. It's this thing that's going to get us. It's this coronavirus that's going to kill us all. And they are so desperate. They are all, you know who they are? The left, the deep state. They are the two tailors who were making the emperor's invisible clothes. And they are standing there saying, "Oh, Emperor, look at these beautiful fabrics that we've brought for you. Look at the gold thread." And they want us all to be the dumb, dupe townspeople who stand around going, "Oh, yes. Oh, my gosh, that is just the most beautiful set of clothes I've ever seen." And those of us who are the little boy in the crowd going, but he's not wearing any clothes at all. That's what all of us who are pushing back against the mask Nazis and the social distancing freaks and we have to shut down the world for X amount of days until the magical day comes where we can reopen and commerce can resume. Those of us who are saying, "You're full of crap," saying the emperor has no clothes. But the media and the deep state are like, no. You're crazy. Can't you see how glorious his coat is? It's just mind numbing. And last week I talked to you a little bit about, the tyrants in different leftist corporations, Nordstrom Rack, Ulta, Zoe's that won't even allow you to eat inside, which makes me very sad. But I have another little fun fact from my life that's going on. In my apartment complex, they reopened our amenities. They allowed us use of our amenities again on May 18th, and because the natives were getting restless. And then evidently one of the regional managers came in. A regional manager came in and saw that people at the pool and people at the gym were not social distancing. They were talking to each other. They were sitting next to each other. And they decided they had to shut it down except during business hours. Because I guess the Rona is not going to get you if there's a manager there. I guess the Rona isn't going to get you if there's a manager there. But those of us who are not fans of tyranny have decided to push back. And I made the point last week that quarantine is when you restrict the movement of sick people. And tyranny is when you when you restrain the movements of healthy people. And it was so funny also to watch CNN as everyone else is trying to keep this going on. And on and on and on. CNN got busted pretty hard over Memorial Day as one of their little reporters was wearing a mask and was, mask shaming everyone that was walking by. And the anchorette was like, "Oh my gosh, don't they care? Don't they care that they might be killing people? Don't they care?" And then the guy was trying to mask shame was like, "Your crew isn't wearing any masks. Your crew isn't wearing masks at all." So again, we're all standing back and we're all the little boy saying the emperor has no clothes. And when Fauci started to wear a mask, all of the sudden, a few days ago, when it was time for the White House press briefings, when in March he said the masks don't do anything for you. This is basically security porn, is what I like to call it. The fear porn. And he's just now buying all into it, saying, "Oh, yes, now we must wear masks." If you look back on May 6th, the White House press briefings, the reporters weren't wearing masks. And then I guess they got the note from whoever that they better put the masks on. And on May 8th, that's when they started to wear masks, even though the, quote, surge was gone. The mask thing to me is such a microcosm of what our betters, our overlords are trying to do to us in general, trying to scare everyone into submission. And we went on one of the days that the bars were allowed to be reopened. My girlfriends and I, we went to the tasting room in Houston Uptown Park. And let me tell you, this place used to be hopping. It used to be the place. So I was so excited. I was like, oh, it's going to be great. There's a patio. It's going to be so much fun. There was literally like maybe four tables, 4 parties there. And I walk in and they all had their masks pulled off. And I walk in and they quickly put their masks over their face. I guess because I was going to be offended if they weren't wearing their mask. And I said, please take those masks off. You don't have to do that for me. This thing is so stupid. And they laughed. And our poor waiter was standing outside it was like 95 degrees and humidity. He's basically suffocating behind this thing. And he said, yeah, we have to do it at least for a little bit longer. And lo and behold, our beloved tasting room just announced they were shutting down. Another casualty of the coronavirus. But you know who isn't shutting down? The large corporations. But the small businesses, they're dying. They're dying. Dolce Vita in Houston is gone. Barry's Pizza of 37 years, gone. Corona killed it. So you want to talk about death toll, CDC, which numbers you are fudging, which all of a sudden flu and pneumonia doesn't exist anymore because you're counting it all as COVID. Yeah, we can talk about deaths of despair. It is really egregious what these leftists are putting us all through. And it's going to take more of us to be that little boy in the crowd saying, but he's not wearing any clothes at all. It's going to take all of us to do that, to push back. This is Angela's Soapbox, and we'll be right back.
Doc says all the best words start with P. Prudence is a good word. Airlines will always say, put your own mask on first, then help your loved ones. Prudence means making sure that your family food supply is secure. Most stores have at best a 72-hour supply of food, and if something goes wrong, resupply will not happen quickly. You should have at least a 90-day supply of your favorites because it will allow you to weather the worst crisis and make plans for the future. The answer is newmanna.com. N-U-M-A-N-N-A. New Manna is not just food storage, but really tasty food that you will enjoy eating. New Manna food is designed to last for 25 years, but many people enjoy it several times a week. Now is the time to lay in a supply of tasty New Manna food for your family. Be prepared and know your family is safe. Go to newmanna.com right now for fast delivery. That's newmanna.com.
Harris County has a crime problem. Who are you going to call? It's harder than ever to know who you can trust. You can trust Joe Dana. Group culture is always set by leadership, whether it's an airline or a city. As a lieutenant constable every day, he honors his oath to preserve, protect, and defend the Constitution of the United States and the laws of Texas. Protect and serve is in his DNA. As a Harris County Sheriff, Joe Dana will restore your trust in the Sheriff's Department and improve the morale of the deputies on the street. You can trust Joe Dana as Harris County Sheriff.
I am Lieutenant Constable Joe Dana, and I approve this message.
Paid for by Joe Dana Campaign.
RER Cross is the Christian programming of RagingElePhantsRadio.com. Here's a sample from Pastor Keenan Smith.
See, however, though, I believe the White House is supposed to stand as the people's house for all individuals. So I believe it is sinful and wrong for the White House to spend tens of hundreds of thousands of your tax dollars to bathe the White House in rainbow colors, celebrating their victory. So let me say this, that we expect an unregenerated individual to act lost. Lost people act lost. We expect that. We even expect them to embrace or promote or even applaud homosexuality and other ungodly practices because that's where they are in life. We understand that. The question is not do they act lost, but do we act found?
Enjoy Pastor Keenan Smith, 9 a.m. and 9 p.m. Sundays on RER Cross, right here on RagingElePhantsRadio.com.
The battle for liberty rages in every Texas community, none more so than in the nation's fourth largest city, Houston, Texas. A tyrannical mayor denies the right to vote to the citizens of the city, signs executive orders that violate the Texas Constitution and the charter of the city, and issues subpoenas for the sermons of pastors. And when the frontline leaders against the mayor's totalitarian agenda wanted a broadcast partner for their Faith, Family, and Freedom tour, who did they request? RagingElePhantsRadio.com.
There are a lot of great folks that we owe a big debt of gratitude for promoting this issue from day one. I want to recognize my friend Claver and the folks over at Raging Elephants over here. He was on it from day one. Every single week this man talks about this issue. And so thank you, Claver, for never giving in, never backing down, and continuing to be that loud conservative voice.
RagingElePhantsRadio.com, the rebellious voice of Texas liberty.
So remember, plebes and serfs, and I'm talking to you because you're not an overlord, because you don't have any power. Remember, plebes and serfs, there's tyranny for thee, but not for our leaders. Governor Blackface, Governor Ralph Northam, over Memorial Day weekend, being his hypocritical self on the beach, not social distancing, no masks, cuddling up to a bunch of sycophantic constituents who, the pictures I saw, it was really ironic because those people were black, and it's like, huh. But this dude was wearing blackface or a Klan hood. I don't know which is worse, but you know, they call leftists useful idiots for a reason. Stalin did. I just say this to all African Americans who are still drinking the Democrat Kool-Aid. It is time to get off the Democrat plantation once and for all. Their tyranny, their hypocrisy, it knows no bounds. The Black community has been talking about the same things for 50 years. And their Democrat leaders have done nothing to deliver any of it. They just keep the anger and the hatred ginned up. All the while, Black community remains one of the most impoverished in America. Inner cities, total hellholes. Again, all run by Democrats. But you know what? Just keep on voting for them because they care. As long as Al Sharpton and Jesse Jackson get their payout, and the leaders of Black Lives Matter, which I mentioned earlier, was, dying for an infusion of cash. And just so happened we now have one in the name of George Floyd. Never let a crisis go to waste, right, guys? I don't know how these people look at themselves. Governor Whitmer's husband gets busted for trying to sail their boat over Memorial Day weekend, and he pulls a Victoria Osteen, "Don't you know who I am?" to the police officers who busted him. "Don't you know I'm the governor's husband? How dare you not let me use my boat? I'm the governor's husband. I'm better than you." And no, that's not going to happen. They don't want you to enjoy themselves, but they want to enjoy themselves. They want to go buy a piece of jewelry while the whole state is shut down. Governor of New Mexico did that. Beetlejuice Lori Lightfoot gets a haircut. The Chicago mayor. What a piece of work that one is. But Texas leftists are just like the rest of the leftists. They're just like all the rest. I found a hilarious article in the El Paso Times, which, border community. Isn't it? I don't even know. I think it is. It is, right? Am I crazy? Full disclosure, I have zero sense of direction and zero sense of geography. So I apologize. It's not a border community. It might be. It might not be. Whatever. Not the point. It's a blue part of the state. Let me just read a little part of this. It is called "State Leaders Rank Economy Over Public Health" by Jose Rodriguez. Again, it's in the El Paso Times. Texas has reached a critical point in the fight against COVID-19. State leaders continue to reduce restrictions on movement and activity, even though we haven't come close to a 14-day decline in new cases, the benchmark recommended by the vaunted, I added vaunted, CDC. In fact, there have been more than 1,000 new cases per day on average for the past few weeks. Hey, Jose, you know why that is? Because there's more testing going on. And not only is there more testing going on, we find out that some of these people are completely asymptomatic, which means they don't have any symptoms, which means ergo they're not dying, ergo they're not sick. Ergo, this is kind of just like the common cold in a lot of aspects. But again, don't let a crisis go to waste. Okay, I continue. Yet, Governor Abbott, prodded by a Republican right, meaning right wing, that is turning mask wearing into another front in their culture war, is proceeding to roll back the protocols that have kept Texans safer, risking further outbreaks and setting a tone that fails to meet the urgency of our times. Fewer people are staying home, observing social distancing, or, dun dun dun, wearing face coverings in public. I'm not even going to continue on because it's so stupid and it's so much more hand-wringing. It's ridiculous. Now, Jose, I've got news for you. The only, quote, mask that is going to stop a virus from entering it is an N95 mask, which we have all learned about in the last few months, which means it seals off the mouth and the nose completely. It's what virologists and nurses and doctors wear who are in places that have active viruses that might kill you. Your little bandana or your paper mask or your mask that you get at Home Depot that you virtue signal with is not going to help you. Your little fear porn is not going to help you. In fact, as I brought up earlier, Fauci in March was saying these masks don't do anything for you. This is just to make you feel better. The best thing for all of us is to be getting out in open with other people, building herd immunity like we do everything else. But even in Texas, which is, bound and determined to be ruined by leftists, all those California refugees and people coming from blue states coming into Texas for our economic opportunity and relative freedom, which again, they're trying to stifle at any turn they can. They are trying to ruin it as fast as possible. And I came from California in 2009. I'm not from California, obviously. I'm from Oklahoma, but I lived in LA for a long time and I got here as fast as I could. I'm not one of those refugees you need to worry about. You need to be worried about the people who are like, oh, I don't like those high taxes in California and New York. But you know what? I love all their social programs and I love all their social stances on transgender bathrooms. And I'm just going to come here and I'm going to come in like a locust and a carpetbagger, and I'm going to ruin this state just like I ruined California, New York, and all the other blue states. No, stay the hell out. It's because of you, carpetbaggers and locusts, that idiots like Jose Rodriguez write stupid articles like that. They don't care about commerce. They don't care that small businesses are dying, dropping like flies day after day. They don't care that, let's see, 81% of deaths in Minnesota came from nursing homes. And in fact, if you look at the statistics, the left is big into death statistics. 42% of all COVID deaths came from 0.06 of the population. And guess what that is? That's the number of people who live in nursing homes in America. 0.06 of the population. 0.6, I think it's 0.6. It's one of them. It's 0.6, I believe. But 42% of all COVID deaths. And why? Why is that? Well, let's see. It's because blue state governors who wanted to jack up the death rate, change my mind, by the way, hashtag change my mind, put all the COVID patients into nursing homes. Why the hell did they do that? When does this start becoming less of a bad decision and more of, hey, we did this on purpose and it's called manslaughter? We did this on purpose to jack up the death rate because we have marching orders to keep this hoax going as long as possible through the election so we can get the mail-in balloting and we can get Donald Trump the hell out of there. And it always makes me wonder, what the hell does Trump have on these people? What the hell is he holding back in reserve? The carpet bomb that the Moab he's going to drop on all of these people for them to be doing all of these things to simply get rid of one man. And I'm telling you, you are never going to convince me otherwise, because we have leftists in every nook and cranny of the bureaucracy who are trying to continue this pandemic, quote unquote, as long as they can. When will the CDC admit they were wrong? When are they going to admit they were wrong? Now the CDC is coming out and saying that the new, quote, best estimate implies a COVID infection fatality below 0.3%. Why is it that the red states who have basically reopened and who have had far less draconian regulations on their population, why is it that their death rate is far lower than the blue states? Let me read you a few examples, or I might have to do it when we come back. But this whole thing is a scam-demic. Scam-demic, plan-demic, whatever you want to call it. And all it's doing is trying to steal our freedom and get rid of Donald Trump and put their boot on the necks of normal America and try to make us come to heel to our overlords. Not happening. I'm going to read you some real interesting numbers when we get back. Stay tuned.
Green Air technology will sanitize, sterilize, and defunkifies your home. Our treatment utilizes a high-output biocleaner to eradicate bacteria, germs, and airborne pathogens and allergens in any home, vehicle, or facility. So if your facility or home smells funky like a bow-legged monkey, call Green Air Technologies. We are dedicated to eliminating odor and airborne contaminants at home, at work, or even in your vehicle. Now featuring Biosphere. Call Jim Green at 346-254-9217 or go to greenairtech.com. 346-254-9217 or go to greenairtech.com.
Automobile aficionado, Apostle Claver here. Let me introduce you to my mechanic, an ASC certified mechanic, Andre at America's Repair in Houston. Now, you guys know I'm a former fully sponsored race car driver and I own a high performance auto. You bet I'm particular about who even touches my car. I go to America's Repair to get all my auto work done, and you should too. Andre has served Spring Branch and all of Houston for over 20 years. America's Repair will match or beat any competitor's price. All repairs come with a 1-year, 12,000-mile warranty. America's Repair is a complete car care and repair center. State inspection, muffler and exhaust work, wheel alignment, brake work, tune-ups, engine transmission work, auto body and paint. Great deals on oil change and AC checkup. America's Repair accepts all extended warranties. 2005 North Gessner, 1 mile north of Memorial City Mall in the Katy. Wednesday is senior citizen discounts. Thursday, active military discount. Call 713-467-2001, 713-467-2001, americasrepair.com, or click the ad on RagingElePhantsRadio.com.
Hey, Barry the Music Man here for Tejas Smoke Depot. They have everything you need when it comes to smoke. Check out the 150 square foot walk-in humidor filled with a huge selection of fine cigars. Or give them a call at 830-990-1472 and order up what you want. Maybe you like to roll your own. They have it. Maybe you need a gift for a smoker in the family. How about a new pipe? They have a large selection, even a cross-section of great beers in stock. In a hurry, come by and use the drive-thru. Located at 1639 West Highway 290 in Fredericksburg, Texas. Out of town? Visit them at the website, TejasSmokeDepot.com, or call 830-990-1472. That's 830-990-1472. It's smoking.
When Andrew Jackson ran for president in 1828, his opponents called him a jackass. Jackson liked the image so much, it became the mascot of the new Democratic Party.
Can you do it? The RER 2+2 Challenge. Howdy, rowdy Texans. It's me, E, the millennial voice of RER. I'm a big fan of RagingElephantRadio.com. More Texas voters should be listening to RER every day. A better, deeper knowledge of how Texas works will help Texas voters to make Texas more like Texas. The RER 2+2 Challenge. Listen to RER 2 hours a day, every day for 2 weeks. You'll learn more about Texas politics in 2 weeks than you've ever known. Mark it on your daily calendar. Set your phone alarm. The RER 2+2 Challenge. 2 hours a day, every day for 2 weeks. RagingElephantRadio.com. The rebellious voice of Texas liberty.
So, lots has been said about how great the blue state governors have handled things and that they care more than the red state governors. And the red state governors, they just care about money. They don't care if people die. They just want their precious capitalism back. Oh, okay. So even though we know that this virus doesn't do well outside in the heat, in nature, we're still supposed to stay in our houses until the end of time. Well, I've got a few numbers for you. Coronavirus deaths. Here's some Democrat states. Now, the total population, keep in mind, total population of this, I'm getting ready to read to you, 51.11 million. Total dead, 43,679. These are the states that have been completely closed. New York, New Jersey, Pennsylvania, Michigan, the ones in this study here. So again, population, 51.11 million. Total dead, 43,679. The Republican states, 72.79 million. Total dead, 6,987. Here are the states they cited in this one: Florida, Texas, Georgia, Ohio. More people have died of coronavirus in New York and New Jersey nursing homes than all the people combined in Florida, Texas, Georgia, and Ohio. And again, they act like that the corona is attacking everyone outside freely all the time. Not that they're attacking people in nursing homes, because they're horrible, evil governors decided to send COVID patients to nursing homes to jack up the numbers. This is just such a scam. It's such a scam that I feel like even people we wouldn't expect to be taking red pills are now starting to take red pills. Because when HCQ, hydroxychloroquine, has been shown to be not only safe, it's been approved by the FDA for over 60 years. It's given to pregnant people, pregnant women and nursing women, and malaria, all kinds of things as a preventative, as a cure. We have doctors all over the place going, why are they telling us not to prescribe this? It doesn't make any sense. It doesn't make any sense at all. In fact, the WHO, which started to do a, quote, study on the effectiveness of hydroxychloroquine, all of a sudden put a stop to it, ostensibly because of one study that said, oh, people are dying. It was such a BS study and things were fudge. Ridiculous. They stopped the study because it was working. And they can't have this event end until after the election, because remember, the day after the election, everything will be fine. We'll all go back to normal, everything will reopen, and everything will be fine. I say that in jest, but it's actually true. But people all over the place are taking the red pill because these things are just not adding up. Why are doctors getting directives not to prescribe HCQ? It just stinks to high heaven. Someone who's taken the red pill, shockingly, and I certainly wouldn't consider him a conservative yet by any stretch. Kind of like when Kanye took the red pill. It was an evolution. Elon Musk of Tesla and SpaceX, Mr. We're going to have to live on Mars because Earth is not going to be habitable. And with his unpronounceable baby name. I'm not saying, he's on our team yet, but he's getting there. And you know who doesn't like it? Leftists. They are flipping out that Elon Musk has now on Twitter publicly saying, I've taken the red pill. In fact, there's so much panic about this because Elon Musk has seen that California is actively trying to kill his business. So he's saying, you know what? Maybe I'll go to a state that wants my business, like Texas or even Oklahoma. He's looking at Tulsa. He's looking at Austin to put his Tesla plant. I mean, we'd be like, yeah, come on. Texas, Oklahoma would be like, absolutely. You want to see what it's like to work in a state that wants business, that has business-friendly regulations, that has low taxes, that doesn't want to punish you for being a successful person and being a success. Yeah, come on. But the New York Times is so upset about this. They actually wrote an entire editorial about Elon Musk taking the red pill. For the left, owning a Tesla, it's like owning a Prius, but like on a jacked up higher income level. If you own a Tesla, wow. I mean, you have made it. One of my good friends owns the Tesla, but he is not a liberal. He loves his Tesla, but he's not stupid enough to think that a Tesla is going to stop, his carbon footprint, because he knows he has to plug in his Tesla to use electricity. And electricity, 95% of it comes from coal-powered plants. So he's not stupid enough to believe that, like other leftists. But it's hilarious that, so the New York Times, here's a quote. It says, okay, this is the title of the article. Tesla owners try to make sense of Elon Musk's red pill moment, by Nellie Bowles. So Tesla owners are having to grapple with a car that carries a few new connotations. And this is a quote from the founder of the Daily Kos, who is a absolute lunatic. Marcos Moutsilas. I can't even say his name. Daily Kos. That's who the guy is. Honestly, Musk is becoming a liability, and the Tesla board needs to seriously consider ousting him. And I say that as a proud owner of a Tesla and a SpaceX fanatic who truly appreciates what he's built. I guess not much. Not really. How dare you, Elon Musk? How dare you go off the leftist plantation even for a minute? How dare you think for yourself? You are now problematic, Elon. I have a feeling you ain't gonna be the last. Welcome to enlightenment, Elon. We'll be right back.
Green Air Technology will sanitize, sterilize, and defunkifies your home. Our treatment utilizes a high-output biocleaner to eradicate bacteria, germs, and airborne pathogens and allergens in any home, vehicle, or facility. So if your facility or home smells funky like a bow-legged monkey, call Green Air Technologies. We are dedicated to eliminating odor and airborne contaminants at home, at work, or even in your vehicle. Now featuring Biosphere. Call Jim Green at 346-254-9217 or go to greenairtech.com. 346-254-9217 or go to greenairtech.com.
Automobile aficionado Apostle Claver here. Let me introduce you to my mechanic, an ASC certified mechanic, Andre at America's Repair in Houston. Now you guys know I'm a former fully sponsored race car driver and I own a high performance auto. You bet I'm particular about who even touches my car. I go to America's Repair to get all my auto work done and you should too. Andre has served Spring Branch and all of Houston for over 20 years. America's Repair will match or beat any competitor's price. All repairs come with a 1-year, 12,000-mile warranty. America's Repair is a complete car care and repair center. State inspection, muffler and exhaust work, wheel alignment, brake work, tune-ups, engine transmission work, auto body and paint. Great deals on oil change and AC checkup. America's Repair accepts all extended warranties. 2005 North Gessner, 1 mile north of Memorial City Mall in the Katy. Wednesday is senior citizen discounts. Thursday, active military discount. Call 713-467-2001, 713-467-2001, americasrepair.com, or click the ad on RagingElePhantsRadio.com.
Hey, Barry the Music Man here for Tejas Smoke Depot. They have everything you need when it comes to smoke. Check out the 150 square foot walk-in humidor filled with a huge selection of fine cigars. Or give them a call at 830-990-1472 and order up what you want. Maybe you like to roll your own. They have it. Maybe you need a gift for a smoker in the family. How about a new pipe? They have a large selection, even a cross-section of great beers in stock. In a hurry, come by and use the drive-thru. Located at 1639 West Highway 290 in Fredericksburg, Texas. Out of town? Visit them at the website, TejasSmokeDepot.com, or call 830-990-1472. That's 830-990-1472. It's smoking.
I would just like everyone to know that you ain't black. You ain't black, I say. If you don't toe the Democrat line, if you don't buy all the BS I feed you, if you don't lap it up gratefully, the crumbs I give you, you ain't black. Joe Biden, I said earlier that I was going to dedicate the plastic straw this week to his Twitter profile picture because it's Joe Biden in his aviators wearing a black mask, one of those stupid cloth Antifa looking masks, which, let's credit Antifa for making it cool. And, all those looters in Minneapolis, we can't tell what they look like. So good luck arresting them because they're all wearing their masks. I don't think for social distancing purposes. I think for criminal purposes. But you know what? Two birds, one stone. But Joe Biden's Twitter picture was going to be my plastic straw this week. Because he is just, I can't even, if you're a black person and you heard that, I'm not black, clearly. But as a black person, I wonder how I would have reacted to that if I was, on the fence on who to give my support to. Looking at what Trump has done for African American unemployment and opportunity zones and all the things that are happening, and it's not perfect, and it's going to be a work in progress because honestly, the Democrat Party has worked for as long as it's been in existence to destroy Black Americans. Certainly since Civil War, Jim Crow, civil rights, You name it. And they like to switch it all around saying, no, that's Republicans. Okay, well, no. Y'all started the KKK. Y'all did Jim Crow. Y'all did slavery. Just saying. And Republicans have been trying to point out for years that the black community that still votes for Democrats, and what are they getting? They still have crap schools. And I've worked in inner city schools. It is a disaster. And the problem is it's not just education, it's cultural. There's a lot of issues that the black community has had to face. And frankly, they need to be big boys and big girls and start handling their own mess. And Donald Trump is saying, look, what have you got to lose? Republicans have not done the outreach they should have done to the black community for 50, 60 years. But Trump has actually done it. And now it's starting to show dividends. And again, not perfect, but sure is a hell of a lot better than it was under Obama. It had the highest African-American unemployment, and now we have the lowest, or we did before the scamdemic. But Joe Biden saying, you're not black if you don't vote for me. That is just the height of pandering, insult. I can't even imagine what would happen if Donald Trump had a rally and said, hey, white America, if you don't vote for me, you ain't white. Again, the difference between what would happen to him and what would happen to any other Democrat is startling. And it's just so gross to me to say that if you have a certain amount of melanin in your skin, then you should be thinking one way. It doesn't make any sense to me, because as individuals and Republicans and conservatives, not Republicans all the time, but conservatives, certainly libertarians, we see people as individuals. We see people as free-thinking individuals who have the right to make up their own minds on a number of different issues. And to say that if you're not towing the Democrat line, you're not black. I mean, I guess that's how they've kept the African American community in line for as long as they have, and they're starting to lose their grip on it. Because I got news for them. If even a portion of what the black support for Trump is right now, which in some polls is as high as 35%, but let's just go on the low end. Let's say it's 25%. And if 25% of the black community decides to vote for Donald Trump, the Democrat Party is done. It is over as a force, as a cultural force, as a media force. It's over for them, and that's why they're pushing all these events. Now, I said also earlier, I can't imagine the holy hell that Trump must be holding over these people's heads for them to be kicking and screaming this hard to push event after event. And this thing in Minneapolis is just the latest thing. And again, I'm not saying it was on purpose planned. I'm not saying that. I'm saying they saw this as an opportunity and they went for it. And they are ratcheting it up as high and as quick as they can. But now that we have Richard Grinnell, who was the temporary DNI, who was so amazing, just amazing, did more in 3 weeks than what the Republicans did in 3 years to try and get to the bottom of Obamagate and Spygate. And now John Ratcliffe from the great state of Texas is coming in as the permanent DNI. And it's going to be very interesting to see what all comes out. And they know if Trump gets reelected, because all these ongoing investigations, they take time to unravel. Because in the real Justice Department, you actually have to have things proven beyond a reasonable doubt. And even if we know that they did all these things, which we all know they did it. We all know they did it. But you have to have proof in a court of law. It takes time to unravel all this. So they're trying to make sure that Trump does not get reelected, because if he does, they know it is over for them. So what in the world does he have over them? Why is Twitter trying to censor the President of the United States? Why is Facebook and Twitter trying to censor and deplatform conservatives left and right? You have to think there's going to be some holy hell unleashed on these people if Trump gets reelected. And they know that they can't silence us all, but if they can silence some of us, they think they're doing their job. And that should scare the hell out of you, patriots. Look, that's all my time for this week. Thank you so much for sticking with me for another hour of Angela's Soapbox on Raging Elephants Radio. And remember, whatever you do, it is your sacred duty. It is your sacred honor. You must torment a leftist every day if possible, online or in their faces, because they deserve it. Until next time, my fellow patriots, don't drop dead of the Rona. Bye-bye.